Hello everyone, my name is Allison Sawyer and I did my project over African American families. I was very excited to begin this project. I had the great opportunity of interviewing the McKissick family. My interview included Madeline the mom, Chris Sr. the dad, Chris Jr. the eldest son, Angela the eldest daughter, Ashley the youngest daughter, and Malcolm the youngest son. Many of my other information comes from my scholarly articles. Enjoy. First, I want to talk about the strengths of an African American family. An African American family can be defined as an intimate association of persons of African descent who are related to one another by a variety of different means, including blood and marriage, formal adoption, informal adoption, or by appropriation. This comes from an article by Billingsley in 1992. The greatest strength is the strong sense of family that African American families possess. These strong kinships date back to the days of slavery, when all they had was their family in an unfamiliar and cruel new world where they were forced to live in. In my interview, I could sense, see, and hear the strong bond this family had as well. They talked a lot about how they had good relationships outside of just their intermediate family. One of my favorite quotes was from my interview that I believed really defined what a true African American family was, and this is it. At the end of the day, family isn't always about blood. It's about the people who are there to support you in every way possible. They're the people that make you a better person. That's what family truly is. Next, we'll talk about the gender roles and beliefs in African American families. Despite a rise in divorce, many people still strive for a strong, committed marriage. There are also many negative stereotypes about African American families, but despite these stereotypes, the men and women in the families play an important role. The mothers and fathers possess great respect within the families. The males in the family, especially fathers, are crucial to family functioning, while the mothers take on a great responsibility as they are considered the strength of the family. All of the McKissick children strongly agreed with the fact that their mother being the strength of the family. Ashley said, "She does anything and everything for all of us. She makes sure we are all taken care of without ever thinking of herself first. We love our mom and we will always have a deep respect for her." Another key role in the family are the grandmothers, who are the primary caregivers and support for the family. They possess a great deal of respect as well. When I asked Chris Jr. about the view of the elderly in his culture, his eyes swelled with tears. It was only about 2 years ago since he lost his grandmother, and through the tears you could see how important his grandma was to him. He said she was his role model, the one he went to for advice, the one who watched him grow, and the one who shaped him into the man he is today. My grandma always has had my highest respect. I miss her so much, he said. The next slide is about family traditions. One of the biggest African American family traditions is family reunions, and for African American families, reunions are huge celebrations meant to reconnect family ties. For most African American families, the family reunion is more than a backyard cookout or get-together. This is an event that must be planned far ahead of the actual date. And this comes from an article from Rashid in 2017. This is exactly what the McKissick family does as well. They said they try to have one every other summer, but it's always about every 4 years where they can get the majority of the extended family to come. They said it's a lot of fun to be able to catch up with the family and ultimately be themselves and free from any outsiders. As far as beliefs go, African American families value education and the ability to fight for their rights. They value education so much because it is a way for them to gain and be equal to our predominantly white culture. Another strong value they rely heavily on is their religion, which has helped remind them of forgiveness and kindness even though when they've endured the worst of the worst. This slide is about culture shock and adjustment. African American families have had to make adjustments in their everyday lives. The amount of misconceptions about their culture is an endless and unfair list. They are deemed as dangerous, unambitious drug addicts who often come from broken homes. They have had to overcome these stereotypes for many years. One of the ways we overcome these stereotypes is to educate ourselves. We know that we are going to be misjudged and mistreated. The only thing we can do is to educate ourselves on how to gain the equality we desperately want and deserve. We also believe that we should fight for those rights as well, says Chris Sr. And these are all of my resources. I had so much fun researching and learning about African American families and their cultures, and I hope you have learned a lot too. Thank you for listening.